If you're doing it right, you're talking like that. Is it sore? That's a good thing. That's what you want to do. If you're not talking like this, guess what? You're not doing it right. Hey there, Coach Devin here. All right, I want to talk a little bit about lower back pain. A lot of people, a lot of clients come to me and they have lower back pain. And quite often it's actually a very easy fix unless there's structurally something wrong with your back, which can happen. Lots of people have lower back problems. They actually have a real problem. There's structurally something wrong, like an SI joint or a herniated disc or a compressed disc or something like that. That is a different ballpark. So before you guys start ripping me in the comments and saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. We're not talking about structural pain in your back. We're talking about somebody who has no actual problems with their back. What they have is a weak lower back. And actually, probably in my experience, has been well over 60, 65% of the people who come to me say, Devin, I got a bad back. I can't do X, Y, and Z. Actually, they don't have a bad back. They actually have something that is super fixable, which is a weak core. We're going to talk about that right now. Before you get going, please hit that like and subscribe down below. Please share this with your friends. I make these videos because I've been a trainer now for 28 years. My goal is to help people get more fit and healthy. I want you to have, enjoy the stuff that I enjoy, be able to do the things you want to do in your life. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell on the other side, tells you when we're making another video. All right, so I had a client come to me, this is a couple years ago now, probably 10, 12 years ago, and a huge fan of working outside in the yard. He loves working in the yard, which I got to tell you, not my thing. I'm not into that crap, but he loved it. And he's like, you know what I hate is I can't do it anymore because my back is too sore. Like I go out there, I do it for half a day, my back, I'm crippled for the next 4 days. And I said, okay, is there anything structurally wrong with your back? You got a herniated disc, whatever. He's like, no, I just got a bad back. I was like, I can fix that problem. He said he couldn't do deadlifts, couldn't do squat, like a ton of things he couldn't do because of that, including his just normal everyday life. So the way to fix that problem was get a stronger core. It really is, because your back and your core are very integrated together. So your lower back, say this is you, your lower back and your core are integrated together and they help to hold you up, right? That's what they do. So we're not talking, when I'm talking about have a stronger core, I'm not talking about the abs you can see. Those are called abdominal rectus. That's just your show off abs. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is transverse abdominals. And transverse abdominals wrap right around you. They interconnect with your lower back and they help to keep you upright, right? That's the whole point of them. Keep you upright, keep you feeling good, you keep able to move, all those things. What works transverse abdominals, or actually, before we go into what works transverse abdominals, what makes transverse abdominals weak is doing what I'm doing right now, sitting my butt down. If you're sitting down, and most people in their jobs are sitting down in front of a computer or they're on a phone or whatever, they're not doing anything. Because guess what? Your transverse abdominals are just hanging out. They're not doing any work. Back in the day when we were more physical, right? More people were physical, moving around, doing things. Your transverse abdominals work all the time to keep you upright. And guess what? When they're stronger, that supports your lower back, which is what that means is your lower back doesn't have to do all the work. But if you're somebody who's sitting down in a chair, like most of us have to do all day, right? You're sitting down in that chair all day, transverse gets weak. When your transverse gets weak, back does more work. What happens? Back gets sore. Super easy. That's basically what it is. Your lower back is doing too much work because your transverse abdominals are not strong enough to hold you up. Since your transverse abdominals can't hold you up, guess what? The back is now sore. How do you fix that problem? It's actually pretty easy. Planks. And when I'm talking planks, you have to know how to do a real plank, right? Just hanging out doing a plank, going, look at me doing a plank. That doesn't necessarily always work. How you do a plank is you're going to vacuum in through your belly button as far as you can, suck in. And if you're not talking like that, you're doing it wrong. Okay, that is simple and to the point. If you're like this, I'm getting my low, I'm working my transverse. No, you're not. Suck in as far as you can. When you're talking like this, you know you're squeezing hard enough. That's the first part. Second part, you're going to pull up if you're a woman with your Kegel muscles. If you're a man, your PC muscle. What that is the muscle you would use if you were urinating and you want to stop in the middle. You know the muscle I'm talking about. That's the one. So you're going to pull in through that belly button, pull up through that Kegel, or for me, PC muscle. That is using your transverse abdominals. That's how it works. So once you do, that's how you do a plank. Pull in, pull up, get tight. You're in your plank. Hold it as long as you can hold it. And in reality, a plank 20 to 25 seconds is probably enough because you really can't breathe if you're doing it right. If you're doing it right, you're talking like that. Is it sore? That's a good thing. That's what you want to do. If you're not talking like this, guess what? You're not doing it right. So if you're not talking like you can't really breathe, you're not doing it right. That's how it works. That's number one. Number two is once your transverse gets stronger from doing planks, start using that same thought process. So pull in, pull up when you're lifting weights, right? Doing squats. And I mean, you don't do it quite as hard, but you're still pull in, get tight, right? You'll see your trainers say, get tight in your core, pull in through your core. That's the thing you're trying to do. So pull in, get tight, doing squats, back squats, whatever, front squats with a goblet, with a goblet squat rather with a dumbbell, front squats, deadlifts, anything like that. The more you use that core, compound, heavy compound exercise. I mean, heavy for you, right? It can be heavy for you and heavy for me. It can be two totally different things. Heavy compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, lunges with weight, thrusters, anything like that is going to force your core to work if you're engaging it. If you're engaging it, guess what? That transverse will get stronger. So to get back to my client Craig, we spent about 2.5, 3 months working on various aspects of that, working through his planks, making sure his planks were better, all those things. Pretty soon, he was deadlifting in the gym and deadlifting a fair amount of weight. He was doing squats, no problems. And then he said to me, you know what, it's amazing. I can go out in my yard and I can work for 3 or 4 hours at a time now, and I'm not even sore. I can go out the whole day and work, and my back feels great. Totally changed his life, and it was as simple as making sure that core was stronger. So that is, if you don't have a structural problem with your back, whether herniated discs or slip discs or SI joints or whatever, if you just happen to have a weak core, your lower back is going to be sore. And even if you have some of those problems, like a herniated disc, slip disc, all those things, it's important to have a strong core, because that's a lot of times some of the injuries you get to your back are because your core is not strong enough to hold you up. Planks, guys. Learn how to do a plank. Do it the right way. You will be happy you did it, because it will change your whole life and you'll be living pain-free for the most part, hopefully, if you do it right. And then all the other things in your life will get better. So learn how to do planks. Do them correctly. Follow what I just said. Then start working into doing squats, back squats, front squats, goblet squats, deadlifts, lunges with weight. Anything to force you to do some work through that core. It will fix some of your back problems. I can promise you that. If you have comments, questions, things you want me to talk about, or you had a question about your back that you want me to see if I can help with, write them up in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Have yourself a great day, everybody. Don't fight, be awesome.